Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to set up your email and calendar accounts in Microsoft Windows. So Microsoft recently changed how you do this with the 25H2 update. So before you would go to Accounts and then there is an email and account setting, and that way you could add it from within the Windows settings. But if you go there now, you can see there is no such thing here. You can manage your regular accounts, family, other users, and so on, but there's nothing for email accounts. All right, so now what we need to do, so if we do a search for Outlook, you can see we have the Outlook Classic on this computer. That's because this computer has the full Office 365 installed. But if you're not using that, then there is the Outlook for Windows app, which is the one that replaced Windows Mail. So this is the one we're going to be using here. So what it's going to try and do is configure the email account that you're used to log into Windows with. So if you go to your settings here, you can see this is the Microsoft account that is used for this computer here, even though it's a Gmail account. So you don't have to use a Microsoft email to log into Windows with. All right, so we're going to do this first for Gmail, then we'll configure a different type after that so you can see how that works. And of course, you don't have to use the same email address that you're using for Windows for your Outlook account. So click on Continue here. All right, so now Outlook needs permission from Google for your Gmail account to connect to it. So if you're not using Gmail, you're not going to see this screen. So this process will vary depending on what type of email address you're using, but we're going to do an Outlook account next after this. So click Next to this. Put in the password for this account here. All right, so now I need to check the phone for the confirmation. All right, so we're going to continue here. So it's telling us what it's going to do here. So now it's waiting for the confirmation for the permissions. You can see the other types of email accounts that it accepts there. All right, so now you can see we have the Google account configured in Outlook with all of our folders here that match what we have in Gmail. Then if we go to our calendar, we can see that as well, but this is just a test account, so I don't have anything on the calendar. And then for the contacts here, it needs to sync that as well. So if you have a lot of email, it's going to have to sync that. So don't expect it to all show up immediately. You might have to give it a few minutes or so to actually download everything. And even if you have a lot of stuff on your calendar, same thing. So here's the contacts from the Gmail account that are coming in as well. Okay, so now let's go add another type of account. So we'll go to the settings icon up here. All right, so here is the one account we just added, and we could click on Manage. And if we had more than one account, we can make this the primary and that type of thing. All right, so click on Add Account here. This time we'll do an Outlook account. All right, so we're going to use the corresponding Outlook email address here. Okay, we're going to put in the password for this account. So your authentication options might vary as well, depending on what type of email account and how you have things set up. All right, so you might get this message to use Windows Hello with a PIN. And if so, you could click OK. Put in your PIN. All right, so for that PIN, you could use the same one that you use for your Windows account, because if you set up something different, you're going to have to remember a different PIN. So most likely you already have a PIN tied to your Windows login, so I recommend just using the same one. All right, so I'm going to click on Done here. So now you can see we have 2 accounts here, and I can manage this one as well, make it the primary. You can see this one's tied to a Microsoft 365 account as well. So I could technically use the real Outlook with it, but we're just demonstrating Outlook for Windows here. All right, so now we have 2 accounts here. Now I can toggle back and forth between each one as needed. All right, and then of course, if you want to add more or manage the accounts, just go back to the settings, go back to accounts, add another account, manage one of these, remove it if you like, and that's all there is to it. All right, so if you're doing some other type of account, like an Apple account or Yahoo or that type of thing, the process is going to vary a little bit, and you'll most likely be taken to the website for that email provider so you could authenticate it. And all that is doing is allowing the Outlook for Windows app to be able to access your email account and pull in your email and calendars. So you're going to have to do that if you want to use an outside account with the Outlook for Windows app. All right, so once again, the first time you open the Outlook for Windows app, it will most likely try to add the email address associated with your Windows account, but you don't have to do it. You could just type in something new and then go through the process and connect it, and then just wait for everything to sync, and then you should be good to go. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.